Hello there. Today we're diving deep into the economic roller coaster that is UK inflation and the role Brexit plays in this grand saga. The inflation story in the UK is a unique one, persistently higher and more enduring than its counterparts in the US and EU. Some attribute this to the aftermath of Brexit, the red tape, and the additional processes required for importing goods. These changes have been felt in our everyday lives, especially when we do our grocery shopping. Researchers estimate that these Brexit-related changes may have added up to £250 to the average household's grocery bills from December 2019 to March 2023. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. Let's delve deeper into the impact of Brexit on UK inflation. Scene script. Have you ever wondered about the implications of the Brexit deal on your daily life? Let's explore. The United Kingdom's exit from the European Union, commonly referred to as Brexit, has had far-reaching effects, some of which are only now becoming apparent. One of these is the rise in red tape, particularly in relation to importing goods into the country. Since Brexit, there have been additional processes required for bringing goods into the UK. This red tape, though necessary for regulatory purposes, has had an unintended side effect. It's contributed to higher food prices. Researchers estimate that Brexit-related changes could have added £250 to the average household's grocery bills between December of 2019 and March of 2023. But that's not all. There are still post-Brexit import checks and formalities to be implemented. These include vet inspections and new charges at border posts. These measures are expected to increase costs for businesses, and it's not unreasonable to assume that these additional expenses could be passed on to customers, further driving up the cost of living. However, it's not all doom and gloom. Despite these increases, food in the UK is still 7% cheaper than the EU average, and a smaller portion of spending goes towards food compared to France or Germany. Brexit has also impacted the UK's workforce and efficiency. The end of free movement has resulted in a decrease in workers, particularly in sectors such as transport, hospitality and retail. This has led to staff shortages and potentially higher wages that could also be passed on to customers. Brexit-related costs and uncertainty have also impacted investment, making the UK less efficient and increasing production costs. So, Brexit has indeed complicated things a bit, but there's more to this story. Now let's talk about the people who fuel the UK economy, the workforce. The end of free movement post-Brexit has had a profound impact on the labour market, particularly in sectors such as transport, hospitality and retail. These industries heavily relied on the influx of workers from across the European Union, and with this supply suddenly cut off, we've seen a significant reduction in available labour. This shortage of staff presents a dilemma for businesses. On the one hand, they need to fill vacant positions to keep operations running smoothly. On the other hand, the scarcity of workers could drive wages up, increasing the cost of doing business. If businesses decide to increase wages to attract more workers, they might have to pass these costs on to the customers in the form of higher prices. This is a classic example of how a change in one sector of the economy can have ripple effects throughout the entire system. Now, let's shift our focus to another aspect of the economy: investment. Brexit has brought with it a cloud of uncertainty, and businesses thrive on stability. The unpredictability surrounding the UK's economic future post-Brexit has made investors wary. This dampening of investment has had detrimental effects on the efficiency of the UK's industries and has led to increased production costs. Once again, these costs could be passed on to consumers, contributing to the rising inflation we've been witnessing. It's a domino effect. Uncertainty leads to decreased investment leads to increased production costs, and increased production costs could lead to higher prices for consumers. As you can see, the impact of Brexit on the UK's economy and inflation is multifaceted and far-reaching. Now, to tie it all together, let's discuss the concept of the Brexit surcharge. This is the added financial burden that the UK is bearing due to the impact of Brexit. In essence, it's the extra cost that consumers and businesses are shouldering as a result of the changes brought about by Brexit. As we've seen, Brexit has led to increased red tape, workforce shortages, and decreased efficiency, all of which have contributed to higher costs. These costs, unfortunately, don't exist in a vacuum. They're being added to a global inflation shock that's impacting economies around the world. However, for the UK, this inflation shock has an additional layer: the Brexit surcharge. This means that on top of the rising prices experienced globally, the UK is dealing with extra costs specifically linked to Brexit. So while inflation is a worldwide phenomenon, the Brexit surcharge is a uniquely British challenge, further complicating the country's economic situation. As such, it's not just about dealing with global inflation, but also navigating the additional financial hurdles that Brexit presents. So there you have it. A comprehensive look at UK inflation and the role of Brexit in shaping this economic landscape. We've covered a lot of ground today, haven't we? We've delved into the UK's inflation mystery, understood the role of Brexit and the rise of red tape, explored the impact on the workforce and production, and unmasked the Brexit surcharge. It's clear that these economic shifts are complex and multifaceted, with global influences and local repercussions. Thanks for joining us on this economic exploration. Don't forget to subscribe for more enlightening discussions. Until next time, keep questioning, keep learning.